may speak in court today as his sentencing hearing gets underway in the WikiLeaks case. Remember, he's the one who released all those documents online, and they've locked him up, and his people claim that he's been horribly mistreated and made into his... Anyway, we'll get to his pleadings as we approach the bottom of the hour and the top of the news from Studio B.
This man is about to be the millionth customer. Instead, we had someone go ahead of him and win $50,000.
Congratulations, you are our 1 millionth customer.
Nobody likes to miss out. That's why Ally treats all their customers the same, whether you're the first or the millionth. If your bank doesn't think you're special anymore, you need an ally. Ally Bank. Your money needs an ally.
I did try to lose weight on my own. I couldn't do it by myself. I needed help. I'm Amy, and I lost 28 pounds on Nutrisystem. Now I'm healthy, and I'm in the best shape I've been in my entire life.
Now you can eat the foods you love and still lose weight with Nutrisystem and save up to 50%.
I knew Nutrisystem was working the very first week when I stepped on that scale and I saw results.
Nutrisystem is based on the proven science of the glycemic index, which helps you feel fuller longer.
It's easy, it's convenient, it comes to your door, it's that simple.
Choose 4 fantastic meals a day for less than $11.
This year was the first summer I went to the pool with my kids and I was able to not be self-conscious.
Millions have lost weight on Nutrisystem. You can too, and save up to 50%.
It works. Nutrisystem works.
Call 888-446-THIN and save up to 50%.
They remind me so much of my grandkids.
Wish I saw mine more often, but they live so far away.
I've been thinking about moving in with my daughter and her family. It's been pretty tough since Jack passed away.
It's a good thing you had life insurance through the Colonial Penn program.
You're right. It was affordable and we were guaranteed acceptance.
Guaranteed acceptance?
It means you can't be turned down because of your health.
You don't have to take a physical or answer any health questions. They don't care about your aches and pains.
Well, how do you know? Did you speak to Alex Trebek?
Because I have a policy myself. It costs just $9.95 a month per unit. It's perfect for my budget. My rate will never go up. And my coverage will never go down because of my age.
Affordable coverage and guaranteed acceptance? We should give them a call.
Do you want to help protect your loved ones from the burden of final expenses? If you're between 50 and 85, you can get quality insurance that does not require any health questions or a medical exam. Your rate of $9.95 a month per unit will never increase, and your coverage will never decrease. That's guaranteed. So join the 6 million people who have already called about this insurance. Whether you're getting new insurance or supplementing what you already have, call now and ask one of their representatives about a plan that meets your needs.
So, what are you waiting for? Go call now. We'll finish up here.
Let Colonial Penn make insurance. Call 1-800-416-5115 for free information and free gift. That's 1-800-416-5115. Or visit us online at cpdirect.com. That number again is 1-800-416-5115. 1-800-416-5115. Call now.
I'm Shepard Smith. This is Studio B. It's the bottom of the hour. Time for the top of the news. Today's deadly violence in Egypt only gets in the way of a transition to working government and functioning economy. That's the warning from the Secretary of State John Kerry just about an hour ago.
Today's events are deplorable, and they run counter to Egyptian aspirations for peace, inclusion, and genuine democracy. Egyptians inside and outside of the government need to take a step back. They need to calm the situation and avoid further loss of life.
The violence broke out today as security forces cleared protest camps in Cairo, or tried to, unleashing bulldozers and tear gas, both sides firing live ammunition, and at last count, close to 150 people reported killed, more than 1,400 others hurt. Michael O'Hanlon is with us now. He's a senior fellow and director of research for the foreign policy programs at the Brookings Institution, which describes itself as a nonprofit public policy organization. We're having trouble with the satellite link, so he's on the live line with us. Michael, thank you.
Hi, Shepard. Good to be with you.
This looks awful.
Yeah, it's Egypt's Tiananmen Square. I mean, this is on a scale and with a degree of premeditation comparable to the tragedy in Beijing in 1989. And I think it's becoming harder and harder to do what I've wanted to do all along, which is to believe that the military really has a plausible sense of how they're going to restore stability and democracy to Egypt. I think this is a massive intentional put-down, and I think it's a huge mistake on their part.
I wonder if this, if this leads to more new elections and revised constitution and all the rest, this could be salvaged. Otherwise, it looks like there could be trouble, not just for Egypt and the region, but really the whole world.
I think that's right. You know, I guess the basic idea here is that if the Muslim Brotherhood is going to compete again for political control in Egypt, most people, at least most people of Western sensibility, would agree that there has to be constraints, there have to be bounds on how it governs. So it doesn't just try to hijack the process and institute some kind of a theocracy. So that much we understand about where the military is coming from. But to go so far as to essentially punish so many Morsi and Muslim Brotherhood supporters with violence in a very intentional way, designed clearly to send a message, a brutal message, I think that's a mistake and unnecessary. I think there were other ways to make sure the Muslim Brotherhood would not have the kind of excessive power that some people worried about. This is just the old-fashioned, brutish way, and it's not consistent with a good U.S.-Egyptian future relationship.
Is there anything now that other powers, including the United States, could do to make this better?
Well, I think, I've been resisting the idea, for example, calling for reductions in our aid or even a cutoff in aid. I think we may have to do that as a short-term measure now to basically say we can't continue any pretense of a relationship as usual until...
As for my daughter, the healing process will be slow. She has been through a tremendous, horrific ordeal. I'm very proud of her, and I love her very much.
Now, the San Diego Sheriff has not been able to confirm to us that it was actually Hannah behind those posts, but her close friends have said it's definitely her ship.
Hey, what more are we learning about the investigation here, Will?
Well, Shep, we've reported that the FBI converged on DiMaggio and that he pulled out a gun and fired at least once before he was shot and killed. Now the Associated Press is actually reporting that he was shot at least 5 times in his chest and head, that he's set to be cremated a little bit later this week. And as for that shooting, well, that's still under investigation. Shep.
Will Carlisle for us. Thanks, Will. A federal judge today sentenced the former Illinois Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr. to 2.5 years in prison for spending campaign money on personal splurges. That judge also sentenced Jesse Jackson Jr.'s wife to 1 year in prison, but said Jackson can serve his sentence first so one parent can still care for their 2 children. Remember, the couple pleaded guilty to spending $750,000 of that campaign money on items including a gold Rolex, vacations, and Michael Jackson memorabilia. A tense hostage situation ended in tragedy with one of the captive victims dead. And now we're hearing about warning signs in the hours before the deadly standoff, and that's next.
My name is Doug, and I have mesothelioma. If you need information on medical or financial resources available for mesothelioma patients, call 1-800-443-MESO. Remember, 1-800-443-MESO.
Hey, Linda, what are you guys doing? Having some fiber with new Phillips Fiber Good Gummies. They're fruity delicious.
Just 2 gummies have 4 grams of fiber.
To help support regularity. Ooh, I want some. Hop on over. Fiber the fun way from Phillips.
Kind of. What kind of?
What kind of?
Excuse me. What kind of car is this?
What kind of?
There's nothing else like it.